Now you can share.
It's sharing now.
Okay, okay. Do you have any specific questions regarding estimating betas? Last time we estimated betas using slope, and we also showed you how to use, you see, XPlot. So last time we also showed you how to use this scatter graph, this one, insert scatter graph, to plot a trend line, and that gives also a fit of your relationship between return on a company and return on market. That gives you estimate for the interceptor as well as the, you see, as well as a slope parameter. So we estimated last time beta values, and we plugged here in this matrix. So let us see the data. Why is it so? Should be here. Okay, here. So this was the data that we were. Can everybody plot this graph, scatter graph? I'm just asking everybody. We have time today, lot of time, we can. 2 hours. We have 2 hours and we can do a lot. And if just want to make sure that everybody can plot this relationship. If you just select these 2 columns and go to insert graph and choose this option, scatter graph. Okay, and then you see press on your, you see mouse or on the right side, okay? Then you have options on the right side of your mouse if you use mouse. Otherwise, you have to know. And you use trend line here, add trend line. Okay, trend line is given, and you are now interested to estimate the value of, you see, or display your equation, which is a regression equation, estimated equation. And you may also be interested to estimate the R square. So this is given here, okay? You can see the estimated value of intercept is 0.0066, and the beta value of this company is 1.23. And we also showed you last time, otherwise, I think I would advise you to use, you see, eViews, because eViews has a lot more features, interesting in co-integration you can do, descriptive statistics you can do. But if you want to also use Excel, yes, in Excel you can run regression and estimate. So let me, you see, remove that, and so if you did not know, you should know that how you fit this line. Sometimes you might be interested to plot a graph of the relationship between return on a company and return on market. So the other way is to just calculate the slope, okay? There is also a provision that you can estimate, you see, constant term as we estimated through, you see, fitting the relationship by plotting graph. So use a slope term here, slope function, which is built in the Excel spreadsheet. And if you click on that, okay, it asks you, if you just click on FX, it gives you, you see a dialog box. In this dialog box, it clearly shows you that you see what variables it asks for you, data. Okay, this is Y variable, dependent variable, or your dependent variable is always a company. Companies whose beta you want to estimate. Okay, your independent variable is always market index. Market index. Okay, and then you just you see put the column representing the market return, and then you just press OK. You are able to calculate beta. Okay. Once you have calculated this beta, you can calculate for other companies, right? So you put a cursor here, and then again use a slope function. Slope function. Okay, and then you close the, you start with, you see, a parenthesis. So you can see equation here, right? And then you can use this fx function, right? And you can pick your second company here, put the cursor here, and then you see, choose data on second company, and then put the cursor here in this dialog box representing X value, and then give this, you see, market return, and then you close the parenthesis. Okay, it's already closed, and then you press it. Okay, you press it, and you have generated, you see, slope for the other, and then you copy to the right to generate other, but you don't know, you see, whether your variables were picked correctly or not. You have to check them. Second, so it chose wrongly. So what you need to do is just correct that. You should know that your independent variable always is the market index. Okay, and just correcting that, you press and then generate the correct, you can correct that. Okay, and this is also you need to correct. Okay, the second variable, so return is the market index. Are you all with me? And then you just press enter. Okay, and you will get the beta value of this company. Okay, so you have corrected this beta. Let us make sure. Okay, so all betas have been calculated. You can also calculate variances here, population variance or sample variance. If you put a, you see, cursor here and var. Okay, var P. It gives you which var? You see, population var. And this is what we are using, in fact, here. So you can calculate variance of, and this variance can also be, if you have, suppose you don't know how to calculate variances, okay, variance matrix, covariance, you can calculate here and covariance, and just, but it is more, you see, what we call time consuming, right? You can compare this with variance. This is the same variance. And these are the variance values of all, you see, variable. You can check that whether your, you see, you have the correct variance. Okay. And if you want to calculate covariance, I don't know, I just want to check that if covariance is there. Yes, it's there. Okay, it's there. You just you see, pick this value, covariance. Did you do before? Okay, let me use this one, and then double click here. Okay. Okay. Covariance. So, okay, so this is your formula. And then you, of course, covariance is not between, you see, three variables, right? So you don't have access? So why don't you bring? No, bring your chair. Bring chair. So you always have to give two variables, okay? You have to give always two variables if you want to calculate covariance. First variable and then second variable. Covariance is always between two variables. Always between two variables. Okay. I hope that you know these things. Just in case you don't know, you can use and calculate covariance, right? So this is covariance between one company and market. So we have calculated betas that we need, and you see, variance covariance matrix. So you should consider this as I said, you see, last time and even week before last, I told you that you think about this. You see?
Doctor,
Yes.
if I want to evaluate a relationship between two stock, I use correlation here.
You can use correlation. Yes.
Just can you do it, please, Doctor?
You want me to do correlation?
Just correlation.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me use all these, you see, 4, okay? We can calculate a covariance matrix here, correlation matrix. So go to data and go to data analysis. After you select all the columns and then go to correlation, okay? I'm not calculating correlation just between two variables. I am using 4 variables and I want a correlation matrix. Okay, correlation between 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 2 and 1, 2 and 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, right? And 1, 3. So let me just, you see, put the cursor, say okay, but let me put a cursor here and then indicate the space where I want to have my variance covariance matrix. I put the cursor here, right? And then no need for anything else, just press. Let me check if there is anything we need output range here. No, this is not output range. Sorry. This is this matrix, okay? Correlation, I want to calculate correlation, and this is all the variables, okay? Output range, where do I want to, you see, have the input. Where do I want to have the you see, output? So I give the output range here and I just select that and put the cursor down here to have the, you see, answer. Okay. I hope now this will work. Press OK. And I have this correlation matrix. Can you see now? Akhwat?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, now this is column one. This is, you see, a security one. Okay, correlation between values of the same security. Return on same variable, correlation is always one. Correlation is always one. Okay. So this is correlation between 1 and 2, which is 79. Okay. And correlation between 2 and 3. 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, sorry, and 1 and 5, if there are 5. Right? We have 5, I think.
Yes, 5.
I don't even, where did I get the 5? They are 5, okay. One is market, right?
Yes.
The first one is market. Okay. Now, if you see here, so correlation between market and security 1, market and security 2. This is 2 and 2. This is 2 and 3. This is 3 and 4. This is 4 and 5. Okay. Anyway, this is how you can calculate. Let me also give you something more. You want descriptive statistics, suppose, okay? If you want to have the descriptive statistics, let me select this and then go to data again, go to data again, go to insert, go to data and go to data analysis and go to descriptive statistics, right? And then, okay, and then give, you see, the variables, all variables, you just select the data and go to output range now, output range, and put the cursor here initially, and then give the space you want to have the descriptive statistics. So put your cursor here, okay? And it has shown the space where we want to, and summary statistics. So can you select? No need, I think. Do you?
Maybe needed.
I think it will come, should come together.
Okay, please, okay.
Okay, let's say, okay.
No.
So we have to
Somewhere.
summary, confidence, okay, and then let us check if the cursor is in the right cell. So this is the cursor here.
Then okay.
Okay, so this is your descriptive statistics. You have the mean value. Now you can just take these two, you see Word file and just make a table there. Okay. So what you can do is, let me just tell you that you can, you see, use maybe, you see, decide about decimals. Suppose we use, go up to 2 decimals and here reduce the decimals, okay. Now output is nice now, okay. You have dealt with this output. This is mean value. We were not able to select this. I don't know why. Anyway, so this is mode. You can check that if this value was initially there or not. So mean value, I think go with it, okay? And then you can just take this to Word file. Where is Word? Okay, just leave this. Anyway, you can insert this in a Word file. Okay, insert in a Word file, just copy paste. You have this table and you can arrange, you see, nicely. In your research, you always, if you read some papers, you always have this descriptive statistics. By looking at, you see, mean and mode and median, standard deviations, sample variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum. Okay, these are all center tendency measures and dispersion measures. Okay, so gives you descriptive statistics. Okay, let us now be back to our Okay, so now I said that in order to estimate variance covariance matrix, just treat this or return matrix. It is a return matrix. Okay, return matrix and deviations. Normally, if you go through financial modeling, initially a return matrix is represented by capital R, R11, R12, R13, R14, R1N. So this is column 1. Then R21, R23, R24, R2, and R2N. Suppose there are 4 returns. So R41, R42, R43, and so on. This is your return matrix. Now from this return matrix, you calculate a mean value and you subtract from each value, you will have, you see, deviations. Financial modeling, you see, represent those matrices by small r. Small r1, small r2, r11, r12, small. Okay, these represent deviation. Then what it does, that if you take, you see, R11, R12, R1, and you take the transpose of this matrix there, you call it, you see, small rt, put a T to represent transpose. Then you multiply R transpose into R matrix, you get what is called variance covariance matrix. Okay, so this is your matrix A. Or if you want to say, this is small r matrix, R matrix. And direction of this matrix is n by n. N columns, n rows. Okay, rows are 64, but column are 4 only. You see, this matrix is not a square matrix, because this matrix represents number of observations on, you see, on each securities, return. These are number of observations. So you have 60 observations, you see, in each column representing return on each security. If you take the transpose of this, then these columns are converted into rows. Then your matrix, you will see 4 rows instead of, you see, 64 columns. Columns were actually represented into rows. So they were written converted from column into rows. So this is how we take the transpose of a matrix. Okay. So now your matrix is 4 by n. Previous matrix was n by 4. This is 4 by n. You multiply 4 by n matrix with n by 4 matrix. You get what is called variance covariance matrix. So you took the transpose, and last time we took the transpose here, okay? And hopefully you are familiar with it, and we just want to create a variance covariance matrix. So let me create a variance covariance matrix in a separate space that you know that how we do that, okay? So let me, you see, it will be more easier for you because this is a solved question, okay? So what I am going to do, I am going to just copy this, okay? Copy, and I am just putting here and just paste, okay? And now I have, you see, 5 column. If I just copy these 5 columns and put here, and then I will be able to generate 5 rows. And let me take the transpose of it, okay? This is the transpose, okay? Now I have created a space, okay, 5 by 5 matrix, okay? I put the cursor here in the first cell that seems to be white. Shaded area is covered, 5 by 5. Okay, I put my cursor here, and then I write matrix MMULT. Okay, so just shift and you see parenthesis. Now what you do, you choose your transpose matrix, but remember you are not taking the values, you are taking only values, not their, you see, symbols that represent, you see, these values, okay? So this is, okay, and then you put the cursor here, and then use comma, okay, and then go to choose this matrix of return. I think this, I have included that. I have included that. And now you close the parenthesis and then divide by 64. Okay. And then what we do here, just press Control Alt together. So you have this variance covariance matrix. Okay. Now let me, you see, just make it yellow to show my variances. Show my variances. Okay. These are my variances. So that I know that I am not picking up a wrong number. Okay. And also, let me just highlight this, okay, with another color to just, you see, to just know that I'm not going to, you see, pick these information, okay, for my matrix. So, just to, you see, make sure that I'm just I just need variances, okay? Variances of 4 securities. And then if I need this variance, I will also put there. But now go to the, you see, go to solution matrix. So let me copy this. Let me copy this, okay? So that you know that how we do these things. Okay. I have my solution matrix here, okay? So what I'm going to do, I'm just removing everything, okay? Removing everything. So let me first remove up to here, okay? This is my index. Now I know that I have to pick this value. Let me just make sure it's multiplied by 2, I think. Let me just, can you reverse this? Okay, let me just check that. And also, yes, it is multiplied by 2. Okay, so, and then remove this again. So what I am going to do, I am multiplying equal multiplying with -2. Okay, -2 multiplied by my variance, this variance, okay? First company, then enter. And then initially what you can do, just move, you see, to the right, okay? And just here, and then remove everything, okay? Remove everything. This, can you remove, just put 0. Just not in diagonal, don't touch.
0.
Yes, 0, 0. Okay, also 0 there. Save diagonal, okay?
Yes, sir. Here 0 also.
0, yes. And 0. Are you with us, Akhwat? No, no.
Yes. Here 0.
Okay. This 0. This 0. Okay, we can compare with our matrix. Now, as for this, we put, you see, market here -2 multiplied by matrix, this variance of market, this is market, okay? Just enter, okay? And we have put the values. We have put the values. Okay, and let me just use this. Okay.
Trying to connect, yes.
Let me use this to remove, okay. So this is
Progress.
okay, so we have put the variances, right? Right variances. Can we compare? Just you see that if this is correct, -009.
Yes.
This is
009.
okay. Okay. So just to make sure. Now what we need to do, we have to put the equity, you see, for lambda 1 1, 1, 1. Here also in this row, 1, 1, 1, right? We have 4 securities. And I think for market, we do not put 1. Do we? I'm not sure. We do not put. Yes. Okay. Yeah, this is market,
Yes.
right? 4 securities. Okay.
Mhm.
And then we have the return, the betas. These beta come from beta that we have estimated. The same betas here in the row. Okay. And then we have the return there. Okay. Return, this is the return matrix. You just copy here and put here. Okay. I think this is correct.
Number.
Yes, they are also negatively signed, right?
Mm.
So these are the numbers. Okay, if you want to just have symmetry, we use this, you see, just to see, right? Otherwise, no need. Anyway, now you create a matrix here. Column vector, we call it column vector. You create a column vector, and then in front of this column vector, you see choose this space. Okay, this is n by 1. 1 column and n rows. Put the cursor here, and then you have what you need to do is you need to take the inverse of this matrix and then multiply with this. So use matrix mult. Okay, matrix mult ULT. Okay, and then start with parenthesis. First, matrix inverse. So this matrix, the first one, you take the inverse of that, matrix inverse. So you pick this value, okay? Where is this? Not selected.
Yeah, 2 times. Please click on 2 times. Double click. Yes.
Okay, so matrix inverse you have, and then you give the value of this matrix. Okay, and then close your parenthesis. And then you put the comma, and then you select this matrix now, column vector. Then close your parenthesis, okay, and then do the rest. You see my point? So now, in the market, you have invested like 1.72%, which means you borrowed and then invested. Okay? So maybe 72% borrowing. In UTX, you invested more than 100%. But in CAT, you invested 16%. In HWP, you invested 51%. You sold short. How much? 78% of MO. Okay? So, if you create a sum here, just check that. You see, if some of the weights are equal to 1. So just to make sure that your answer is correct. That's it. No. So maybe
Then how can be for one point, one hair? This is more than one.
So maybe here for securities. Let us check that.
Or you have to select only
For
four
securities, first
securities
securities.
without lambda 1 and 2.
Yes, without lambda, no,
Yeah.
just for securities.
Before second.
Just check for securities, reduce one. Solution is correct, there is no doubt in that, but the only thing is,
Some for all.
no, four only. First four. No, first four, without market. This works.
Without market.
Without
index.
market, yeah, without market index.
Hmm.
Okay, so if you have any question about this, there is another solution that I don't know whether you see, whether you know or not, or whether financial marketing course explains that you see very well. But there is another solution which we call, you see, sharp performance approach. Sharp performance measure approach. Time is over. 45 minutes done. Okay. So you can take a break for 5 minutes. We are going to send you link again. Okay. So that we are not interrupted. Okay, what? Yes, still on.
Okay, Doctor.
I think you take a break for 5 to 10 minutes. We create another link so that we are not interrupted.
Yes, sir.
Come, yes, come. We need you.
Just in the session.
Session end.